This 0096 with a very interesting new thing to cover tonight. Hopefully some of you find this informative and maybe a little helpful. I am going to attempt to do a brief overview of the roadmap, beginning in the release view with what we have coming in 3.17.2 and moving forward into the future. What we know, what's possible, but at the same time probably going to move into next year. Anyways, here we go. Starting in 3.17, we have some stuff that's been added. As you can see in the release, we have the DNA head texture update. This was implementing art updates for DNA architecture heads that will improve the quality of all DNA heads, both for players and common NPCs. In the locations, we have the Colonialism Outpost Derelict. This will be in 3.17.2. I think they said there's like 5 of these locations so far. Committed is also, which is going to happen, it's going to happen in 3.17.2, is the Lagrange points for Stanton and the new stations, some of which are very far from the star. And then we have the Derelict Reclaimer Settlement. It's a POI. It is going to be populated with traditional missions and loot. I actually love this location. It's called something Hollow. I forget the name precisely, but it's a very large location spread over a large area. Anyways, sorry. Anyways, moving on. We have Space Station Clinic variations. I've already seen some of this scattered in and around Stanton at the various rest stops and other areas. And we also have the Lorville Hospital that's already out in 3.17.1 on the live servers. So AI, we have dropships and reinforcements. There's a video already circulating of this on Twitch, I believe, of the AI dropships and reinforcements. Also, AI planetary navigation is coming in 3.17.2, and they have already released the infamous coffee shop vendor that everybody was so excited to have. Yeah, right. Anyways, moving on to gameplay. The Derelict Reclaimer space missions, they're being debugged right now in the PTU. Siege of Orison as well. And the illegal delivery missions. Selling mission items to shops is being refined. And ship-to-ship refueling probably will be getting some tweaks before 4.0 next year. If 4.0 is next year. After that, we have mining gadgets, which is released. I've yet to try them out, but I recommend other people try them out. Ships and vehicles. We have the Mule, which, let's face it, if you don't need it, it's a glorified LTI token if you bought it. Everybody will probably need it for cargo, though. The RSI Scorpius, which is a fearsome 2-man heavy fighter, and the Mystical A, which is the first of the whole series of ships. This ship actually is quite a bit larger than its original concept. Followed by Cortec Rivers, which I believe there's one of them near the Reclaimer. After 3.18, the reason why for the long delay, and I keep telling people this, is not due to all this stuff in it, but due to this. PES, Persistent Entity Streaming. It will allow everything to persist around all servers irrelevant, owned, or held by a player. So yeah. And then we have the Grey Cat multi-tool salvage attachment. For ships, the Drake Vulture, a personal favorite of mine. I love that ship. Can't wait for it. And Gameplay Cargo Refactor, which might get pushed back to next year. I'm going to go ahead and say it. And it's hull stripping for salvage. For $319, I don't think this is actually going to happen. There might be a 318.2, but I don't think there'll actually be a 319. There might be. I might be wrong. Who knows? But we'll see. On the progress tracker, a lot of this stuff we probably won't see in any capacity of note for a while. This is being worked on right now. Additional Stanton Lagrange points. Most of these ships we have in game, except for a few. AI planetary navigation is being worked on. A lot of AI stuff is being worked on indeed. EVA tech, the Anvil Crucible, and the Anvil Legionnaire. I really understand the Crucible being worked on. Maybe not the Legionnaire. The Liberator, I kind of get more. But the Liberator hadn't been worked on in a long time. It was primarily narrative and vehicle concept art. That ship probably won't be ready in time for Pyro, but who knows. Argo SRV is under construction by the European Vehicle Content Team. Continuing on, we have Asteroid Facilities. The Banu Merchantman, which has been under construction for 115 weeks. Look at this. Duration, 115. They're not expecting the Merchantman until mid-March of next year. Incredible. Well, it is technically a capital ship, right? Yeah. Cargo Refactor, Cave Archetypes. This is all Squadron 42 stuff, and that would be in the Squadron 42 report. Charge and Drain is still being worked on. Chemline. A lot of the Crusader ships are done. Derelict spaceships, points of interest, won't be finishing up till December of this year. Even though it says 316, I would expect further polish at the moment. Docking ship to ship is currently being worked on. Yeah. Probably won't see that this year though. And the Drake Corsair. Now, this ship's work finishes up in October. I do not know, but there's a distinct possibility that it might be ready for November. We'll see on the Corsair. It finishes up in late September, but we might find out sooner rather than later. The Vulture, though, surprisingly finishes up in early September, so who knows? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we don't know about. This might be a boring one. Hacking Tier 0. For people who want to hack stuff, that's being worked on the back end. The Grey Cat salvage tool, it looks like it finished up in mid-April, but they have no reason to implement it at the moment. And then you have the Greycat Industrial Salvage Backpack. I've actually found one of these in game. Funny because the work finished up in May, but that's kind of odd placement to me. Maybe it's just me. Jump points are finishing up in November. Levski Hospital Interior. Lorville Cityscape is being worked on for 65 weeks. Its work started in January and won't finish up till April of next year, unfortunately. Hopefully Lorville looks nicer than it does. Yeah. The map and radar rework, that will be glorious. I can't tell you how long I've been waiting for a map and vehicle rework. Just saying. It's ridiculous. Map and radar rework, yeah. Same with the MFD rework. Missile operator mode. Mobiglass. A lot of this stuff we probably won't see in patches for some time. Now, Nyx is the next system after Pyro, but they're currently focusing very heavily on Pyro. They ended work on this way back last year. The Nyx system planets and missions set up. So, Nyx is still in its very earliest stages. I wouldn't expect it for another year after Pyro arrives. The Origin XL1, which was being worked on 8 weeks. Is it done? I doubt it. Might be, but we'll find out. Outlaw homesteads and such, they're still working on this. They have been since January of last year, and it finishes up in April of next year. So another 6 months. Outpost Variations finishes up in December. Persistent Hangars finishes in November, mid-November. PES, we begin to see it in a few weeks, probably. Well, hopefully, by September. That's the beginning part of it. But look how much work is going into it, team-wise. 19 teams. Good Lord. Prone is probably going to get some work. Radar, scanning, and ping. That work wasn't great. Here's the Pyro planet and mission setup. Pyro space stations too. Now note, Ruin Station will not be with the initial release. It will be much, much later. We're here. Pyro space stations will be a European landing zone team. That's who's working right now. It's already been handed off to the European landing zone teams. Pyro spacescaping, sandbox, Pyro system. Who's working right now? Audio, USPU gameplay team is working right now. Then who is this? EU sandbox. Okay, so it's already been handed over to the United States Persistent Universe team. Pyro's in development, everyone. Okay, it's gonna come sooner or later. but it probably won't be till mid 2023. Don't get your hopes up on seeing it anytime soon. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Rhodes, this has been put on the back burner for now. The RSI Apollo is about to begin building. Yes, it's going to take 35 weeks. It won't be done till March of next year. Very important ship. And then we have the RSI Lynx. I didn't even know this. This is under construction right now. Vehicle content team. Concept art. Only the concept art. Okay. Scorpius is done. Salvage vehicle munching. What is that? Oh, the grinder stuff. Okay. Salvage tier 0 is almost done. Satellites, points of interest. Space Well version 1. Okay. We're getting near the end. A lot of this is old stuff. Here's the Ranger, which will begin work in October and finish in January. I'm excited about this because instead of art, it's going straight to the concept team, meaning they're probably ready for it. Hopefully. A lot of unannounced things, which could be anything. This almost looks like a solar system, but it's probably not. A bunch of unannounced things that are being worked on. And when I say a lot, look at this. A lot. Yeah. Vehicle tractor beams, which goes with the SRV. The Volt rifles. Wheeled vehicles. Aegean cargo. The Xeno threat armor. And everything else. So, yeah. I mean, I'm just going to go over a little bit of it. Yeah. Wait. Did I show you? Let's see. Anyways. 317 is proving to be a very complicated patch so far. But I don't know. We might be getting more. I've said for a while we may be ending up with a 317.3. Who knows? As long as the PTU goes well, we'll get 318 on time. Hopefully. But if we don't, this is going to be a very long wait till 318. Just an opinion from some useless internet schmuck's idea. And theory. Don't know. Also at this moment, the Foundation Festival is running. If you have a game, I'd recommend you do this. If you're a collector of patches, or skins, I should say. Anyways, that was really all I wanted to cover, a light overview. Oh, hi, hey, Savad. What's going on? Yeah, I would definitely recommend you get the Trad, the Foundation Festival, or at least drag in somebody who you can help with it. Anyway, I don't know if I wanted to cover anything else. What else am I trying to say? At the moment during this festival, there are a ton of ships for sale, some of which I wouldn't recommend unless you wanted to spend more money. But yeah. And I agree, Sivad. We definitely need them to crunch the bugs. I'm kind of curious about that myself. So, yeah. It helps to have you in the stream, trust me. I literally had somebody ghost and run away. Anyways, if you can help people out with the Foundation Festival, please do. It helps out the algorithm, and it actually will be helpful for both you and them. Let me see. Star Citizen ISC is currently not in production at the moment. They're on their quarterly break. So I might be doing a little bit of a reaction video like several other big streamers to ISC to see how that goes. And I've thought about doing that for a while. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a different stream here in a minute. If people would love to hang around, I'll be right back. But as for my covering of the thing, I'll be right back. Until then, see you guys later.